Hello and welcome back to the Firmament of Ishgard as we continue our look at more stuff added in 5.5 and specifically the special Village Fate event celebration thing. That's what we're going to call it now from now on. So this time we're looking at the new attire, which is called the Peacelover's Attire. Now, as you can see in my inventory, we got ourselves the Peacelover's Attire coffer. You can get this as a direct reward from one of the Fate presents. You get 2 presents per completion of a Fate's Fate, if that makes sense, during the event themselves. We've done a video long play explaining what the event's like and looking at the event, so go watch that instead. But essentially, one of the items you can get randomly, if you're very lucky, is the actual attire coffer. Alternatively, there is another way of getting this, well in fact there's 2 ways. The first of which is to get it off the market board for Gil, obviously. Or you can go over to NE in the Firmament of Ishgard. As you can see, this is where she is, over here. She is the script vendor, but at the bottom she has the Fate Tokens button. If you click this, you'll see that if you collect 50 Fate Tokens, which is also another thing that you can randomly get sometimes from the actual Fate presents themselves. As you can see, I've got 13 here at the moment. If you collect 50 of them, you can exchange them for 1 Peacelover's Attire coffer. The mount, by the way, that we looked at in the previous video is 30, and then we've got some outdoors housing items, some dyes, obviously, and then materia and fireworks. But those are the 2 big ticket items that you can get. The Fate presents themselves also drop lots of other script-related items as well, some of the glamour, so it's still worth doing them to just see what you get, basically. You can get some stuff that is actually worth Gil at the moment, whereas these things are dropping in price rapidly. So yes, that's the other way of getting it. So once you actually get the coffer itself, if you want to actually search for this, that it's called the Peacelover's Attire coffer. That's what you need to put into the market board. If you use this item, it will actually open the box and give you the individual items. It comes with a Peacelover's hat, a Peacelover's shirt, Peacelover's gloves, Peacelover's pantaloons, and Peacelover's long boots. As you can see, these are dyeable pieces of gear. I don't have anything like any armory space, so I'll look at them in just a second. Right then, here we are in the G-pose mode on the beach. I thought this would be a nice place to come and film it, nice and bright at the time of recording. And this is what it looks like then. So there's the hat, there's your, your jacket, there's your gloves and your boots, and those jeans. Now, in particular, the jeans are the thing that attract my eyes the most from this set. They are pretty fashionable with, they're ripped jeans at the end of the day. Who can ever disagree with how cool ripped jeans looked, in my opinion anyway? Unless, you're an old person that thinks that it makes you look like a tramp or something. But, I think they look personally very cool. So this set then, from the back, as you can see, the jacket has this sort of red, sort of tribal motif on it. This is kind of like your hippie attire, I suppose some people have been calling it. I guess I get that sort of feel from it a little bit. But it's a lot more fashionable, I think, in places. What this set does provide, I think, is some really lovely boots and those jeans. Even if you don't necessarily want to use the jacket, which I'm sure some people will, it does look exceptional. Individually, I think all of these items would look great with other set pieces. So I'm very happy when they introduce glamour to the game that can be used in such a manner and really can be used to, create new stuff. And it's not really defined to one specific form and function, you know what I mean? So the hat itself, look at the pixelation quality on this, it's actually really good. I'm very impressed with 5.5's latest additions, actually. There's been very little in the way of pixelated outfits and costumes, and I really think they've stepped up the game quite a bit in terms of that sort of QA department, so I'm very pleased to report to you that this looks really, really good, or at least it does on my screen. Hopefully it does on the video as well. I do mind my horrible panning, by the way, with the controller here, but I'm trying to get this presented as best as I physically can for you. I do love these boots though, especially with the sort of emerald green inlay there. I think the best thing to do though would be to show you what each of these items looks like individually, at least, away from the shirt, for example. So let's go out of G-pose, do this completely live for you. We're going to take off the jacket just for now. I don't have armory space, so we're going to drag that into our inventory. And we'll take off the boots as well. This will give you a good demonstration of the trousers themselves. So they are flare-bottomed, as you probably would have imagined. Let's zoom out a little bit further, like that, which look pretty cool. It's got a sort of like frayed edges at the bottom. I think, yeah, they're flared, aren't they? And then you've got this sort of tattered texture here. If we zoom in all the way using our camera position settings here in G-Pose, that's the quality of the pixelization on there. So clearly it's showing skin through there, but I believe that is just a texture, right? Regardless of the skin color of your character. At least I think so. I'm not sure I don't think it's a transparency thing. I could be wrong, but I really don't think that's actually your character's skin color underneath there. So that's a thing. They are very nice, aren't they? They're denim flares, basically, that are frayed, been used, lived in. 2 nice buttons on the top. There's the rear of your character with a slight scuff on the bottom there of each cheek's pocket. Again at the back there as well. But that's what the leggings look like on their own, and I suppose the gloves, and of course that hat as well, which I personally quite like that hat. And then you've got the jacket as well, haven't you? And then the boots as well, which complement it quite well. I'm glad I showed it without the boots and jacket on though, because you wouldn't have been able to see properly how this hung together. So I think the next step then is to probably show you some dye options. So that's what we'll do just now. Right then, here's the dyes. This is basically what the entire outfit looks like as you dye, and you can see basically which part of the palette dyes on each of these pieces. So the jeans are just flat out changing to whatever colour you want, which is a good sign. The gloves sort of had this sort of two-tone thing going on with the dyeing, so the palette's slightly off there. The jacket only seems to dye the undershirt. The hat only seems to do the straw sort of like strap around the top and the beading, or whatever you want to call that, the ribbon. And the boots seem to do the inlaid pattern as well. So I'm less impressed by the colours on offer in this particular dye setup than probably I would have been on a lot of the other sets. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it looks bad. There are some great colours here, as you can see as we go through them, cycling through all of the colours that look really good. I think vibrant colours really bring out especially that jacket. But yeah, I think personally my favourite parts of this are definitely the boots and those jeans. I think the jeans will probably get quite a lot of use out of my own glamour creations in the future. And who knows, I might end up using that hat a few times. The gloves are probably the weakest point for me personally. You might love them, but they don't really suit that much with the rest of the set. But that's just, again, my opinion, and we all have our own different opinions when it comes to that, and that's the best thing about glamour, is it's always going to look different on other people. Additionally then, since I can trade this to my alts without it being bound, this is what it looks like on a male character, so there's not really any major differences, as you can see. But I thought this would be good to include as well, because some people would be like, you've shown it on a female character, but what does it look like on a male? Well, basically the same, really. Depending on the size of your character, it's obviously going to rig itself differently, as it does with all things, but it is a multi-gender costume, and as a result of that, it's pretty much the same in pretty much every way. So that's a good thing, right? I'm very excited for the future, all of the new sets. Hopefully you have the same sort of look I had with the coffers and indeed the mounts. Enjoy your Ishgard restoration fates. Enjoy the celebrations. Much love. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye for now.